Hi, and welcome to week 7 of Growing Up Guide Pup. I'm Amy, and this is Ricky, who is a little too tired to help me with this segment. We had a lot of great questions this week. Next Straker wanted to know, how many commands does Ricky know, if any? So Ricky knows a few commands already. She understands how to sit when I ask her to, and she could stay for short periods of time. One thing I like to do is walk in a short circle around her because I'm close by her, and if she should get up, I can put her back down into the position that I had her staying in. Another command that she understands is her "that's enough" command. And we use this when we're playing with her and we want her to stop the game. So if I'm playing tug with her with a rope toy and I want her to stop, I'll just tell her that's enough, and she should hopefully drop the toy each time.
Come here, Ricky. There you go.
And the last command that Ricky really seems to understand is how to come. So we've been doing this with short distances only and without any distractions yet. Another great question we had this week was from To Go Like One. This person wanted to know what type of socialization outside the house are we doing with Ricky and how we're handling it. We've done a few restaurants and she's done fantastic. And one of the things that she needs to learn when she's at a restaurant is to walk into the restaurant without bothering any of the patrons and to sit nicely underneath the table without trying to lick it or eat anything that's on the floor. And we've been working on this at home by anytime she's trying to eat something, we try to distract her with a nylabone and get her chewing on that instead. And this works very well at the restaurant also. So we make sure we bring a few toys with us so she has a couple options of things to chew on that are appropriate for her to play with.
I put the gentle leader on her so she was trying to jump on every person that walked by, but she's not too happy about it right now, so she's being a little fussy. Huh? Fussy. You gotta get used to it.
Another place Ricky has been frequently is the grocery store. We take her with us every time we go. We try to keep it very short just to avoid any accidents in the store because she's still learning how to hold it even though she's doing much better. And this is different than a restaurant because she's pretty much moving most of the time until we get in line to pay for things where she needs to sit quietly and wait patiently. This week we did a special outing. We joined some of our group members at a garden close by where we had a booth to answer any questions people may have on guide dogs and puppy raising. And Ricky and I sat at the booth and answered questions, and she got lots of pets, and there were tons of children coming up to her, multiple kids at once, and petting her, and she handled it fantastic, just like a pro. Well, that's it for this week. And remember, at the end of this segment, you can click on any of the thumbnails and catch up on any previous episodes. Join us next week when we'll have a very special guest with us. Thanks. Bye-bye.
This is Linda Kim of Cordeleon Canine Behavior Management, and welcome back to our step-by-step training videos with Tate, a young Bichon Frise with some confidence issues. Tate is joined this week by Ollie, a young Bichon mix who could pass as Tate's alter ego. Ollie just recently joined us for residency training. Last week, we were refining our correction for auto-sit, practice healing under moderate distraction, and introduce the sit-stay command. My little video camera captured all of it, but technical problems prevented me from uploading it. I was able to save some of the video, so hopefully I can post it at a later date. In this first segment, Tate is practicing a nice heel, and his owner is more watchful for Tate's lack of attention. She corrects appropriately with an about turn, but she needs to speed up just a little bit. We follow up with a nice auto sit before we move on to working the stay command using the 4 D's of training: distraction, distance, duration, and degree of difficulty. Tate manages to hold a nice, slack leash stay while there is moderate activity behind him and around him. That object you see against the building is a mirror and offers an enhancement to distractions from any side. Her leash corrections are appropriate without being over the top or nagging. Tate clearly understands. Again, we finish up with another nice auto sit. Finally, we introduce the down command on a training table, showing different views to demonstrate correct leash handling and positioning of the left hand on the collar, left elbow over the back, and right arm laced under Tate's right leg and grasping his left. The movement is a gentle push-pull in a downwards motion that is neither forceful nor scary to the dog. Tate will practice this exercise many times before we ask him to down without help. I hope you enjoyed our video and that you join us next week for a review of the stay at sit and down, the stand command, and the recall. This is Linda, Tate, and Ollie. Until next week, happy training. Hi, and welcome back to installment 3 of week 2, session 2. In this clip, I demonstrate how to mold the sit position with my 6-year-old pointer, Cotton. I demonstrate correct collar tension to control head movement and the correct hand placement of both my right hand on the leash and my left hand as it applies gentle pressure in a downward motion along Cotton's back to his hips. Here, I provide a step-by-step demonstration for Tate's owner, so she may practice simultaneously. At the same time, we are directing Tate to jump onto an elevated training table in an introduction to the kennel or place command. Just 1 week ago, Tate had adamantly refused to jump onto both the low training table and the high training table. Here, you see much less refusal and more willing compliance to subtle hand commands made by his owner. Here, Cotton and I demonstrate the auto sit as a visual aid for Tate and his owner. Pay particular attention to the position of the leash and the number and order of steps as I bring Cotton to the sit position out of motion. I focus on a 3-beat tempo: left, right, left, sit your dog. As we begin to transition the auto-sit drill to Tate's owner, watch closely as Tate reacts to Cotton off-screen to the left, and how well his owner handles his inappropriate behavior. Two abrupt and meaningful about turns remind Tate of his responsibility to his handler, and they continue practicing their new skills for the auto-sit at heel exercise. Join us next week for Week 3, Session 3, where we will review Weeks 1 and 2 and introduce the down, stand, and stay commands. Thanks for watching, and happy training. Now I'm going to show you something. This is how I want you to hold the leash. You're going to put it over your thumb. You close your fist. You're going to extend these two fingers. Grab it like the reins of a horse. Alright, hold on, hold on. When he's standing beside you, this is pretty much how it's going to look. If he goes to move ahead of you or drop his head, you're just going to simply open your hand and turn away. Okay? You have to remember, the dynamics are, if the leash is tight, you can't correct the dog. If the leash is loose and he decides to go on his merry way, all you have to do is simply drop that leash, move in the opposite direction of the dog. If he goes left, you go right. If he goes forward, you just simply turn around on him, you go in the opposite direction. But you do it as soon as you notice the dog's not paying attention to you. Okay? You got to get this. You're doing this before you leave today. Come down this way. Good. Now open your hand and turn in the opposite direction. Look at what he's doing. Pick up your leash, because you're letting that leash drag, and he's fouling that leash before you pick it up. As soon as he comes alongside you, you got to time it so that your left hand is feeding that leash back into your right hand. Okay, with that, I wouldn't even bother. Open that hand, just run in the opposite direction. Now, go, go! Good. And you can't wait until after he's distracted. You got to wait right now. Do it. Do it now. Okay. You keep using that left hand. Your turn. Now. Good. Be surprising. Okay, but you have to open your hand. You cannot correct a dog on a tight leash. You must open that additional slack so that you time it. He's going one way, you're going another at the optimum moment. There you go. Come back around this way. Good dog.
Good boy.
Doing it right, let him know. Good job. Good boy, good boy. Give him a treat and tell him what a wonderful dog he is.
Good boy. Look at you.
All right, start walking some more. Good. After he gets familiar with everything else. It's just another game. Like any other game. Because he needs to learn he's not allowed to do that. And just because he's a show dog doesn't give him that culture. And he's not doing that. And I married a couple times because he's finally realized that the upside of this is I can treat, I can put. Isn't that great? Good girl, huh? Good girl. Here. Or here. Yeah. Good pup. Worry. Here. About turn. Good. Hold up long enough for him to catch you so you can reward him for being there. Go. All right, now I want you to take in about a third of the distance. Go left. About turn out of there. Correct. Halt. 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 Forward. Slow down. If he's starting to do that bounce, you need to slow down and think about what you're doing. Okay. Remember what I said about tight leashes. Good boy. You need to reward that focused healing. Look at him. He's looking at you. What do you need to be doing? Good. Good dog. Take him up the hill. Remember, you got 15 feet. Use it. Loose leash. You get that leash loose. About turn. Try that again. There you go. Loose leash. And halt. Forward. And halt. This is Linda Kame of Coeur d'Alene K9. I'd like to welcome you back to our second installment of Tate's training. In this first clip, we briefly review Tate's long line work with a moderate distraction, a young doe pup that's come for training. As you can see, he easily maintains an appropriate distance, even with 15 feet of slack between himself and his handler. We address Tate's lagging behind later during this session by making his owner move a little faster. In this next portion, we begin to reduce the length of the long line and require Tate to move closer to his handler. As you can see, he has closed the gap from lagging and continues to be reasonably responsive to his handler despite the presence of the other dog. In our final clip, we show Tate working on a loose leash within feet of the distraction dog. Coming up in part 2 of this session, we graduate Tate to a standard leash and working at the heel position with distractions. Thanks for joining us, and be sure to watch part 2 of our week 2, session 2 installment, where we continue with the heel exercise.
Downstairs. Sit. Sit. Good. Heel. Heel. Sit. Good. Heel. Heel. Sit. Wait. Heel. Sit. Downstairs. Downstairs. Go on. Downstairs. Good. Downstairs. Sit. Very good. Here. Heel. Sit. Back. Here. Sit. Sit. Out. Good girl. Heel. Nope. Heel. Heel. Good. Sit. Wait. Wait. Fetch. Here. Sit. Kennel. No. Kennel. Sit. Hold it. Out. Good girl. Heel. No. Heel. Sit. Heel. Sit. Right. Nope. Right. Here. Sit. Right. No. Here. Right. No. Here. Sit. Right. Right. Good. Sit. Sit. Good. Wait. No, wait. Here. Kennel. No, here. Come here. Come here. Out. Here. Sit. Wait. 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 Kennel. No, come here. Here. Out. Touch it up. Hold it. Heel. Kennel. Sit. Hold it. Out. Good girl. Wait. Kennel. Nope. Kennel. No. Here. Sit. Kennel. Sit. 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 Good girl. Sit. No. Sit. Back. Good. Here. Kennel. Sit. Heel. Kennel. Sit. Hold it. Out. Good girl. Very nice. Here. Sit. Here. Sit. Kennel. Sit. Here. Sit. Kennel. Sit. 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 Fetch. Kennel. Kennel. Sit. Here. Sit. All right, good girl. Off, off. Good. Right, right. Sit, sit. Wait, wait. Fetch. Here. Sit. Hold it. Hold it. Up. Very nice. Heel. Heel. Okay. Sit. 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 Here. Heel. Sit. Fetch. Nope. Fetch. Good girl. Here. Sit. Hold it. Here. Sit. 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 Up. Good girl. Okay. Hey, hey, hey. Where you going? It's over here. Die here. Come here. Come here. Come on. Good girl. Where you go, now? No. Catch it up. Down, here, heel, sit. Heel, sit. Hold it. Hold it. Out. Good girl. Okay. Woohoo! Good pop. Sit. Heel. Kennel. Sit. Sit. Out. Good girl. Whoop. Wait, get up. Sit. Out. Out. Here. Sit. Come here. Sit. Good. Sit. 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 Okay. Good pop. Good girl. Here. Sit. Out. Good girl. Sit. Sit. Back. Good. Hold it. Nope. Good girl. Heel. 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 Sit. 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 Fetch. Good. Hold it. Heel. Down. Hold it. Very nice. Very nice. Good spot. Yeah. Your stuff's coming. Good. Here. Here. Sit. Good spot. Nope. Heel. Sit. Good. Kennel. Sit. Good girl. Nope. Sit. 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 Fetch. Good. Kennel. Sit. Hold it. Nope. Fetch. Kennel. Hold it. Oh, very nice. Very nice. I know, you want me to wing it. That ain't gonna happen. Good girl. Hold on. Nope. Heel. Heel. Sit. Good. Heel. Sit. Good. Heel. Sit. Good. Heel. Sit. Good. Good girl. Sit. 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 Fetch. Good. Here. Sit. Very good. Good. Heel. Sit. Very nice. Very nice. Heel. Heel. Sit. Good. Sit. Sit. Fetch. Here. Sit. Out. Very nice. Heel. Sit. 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 No. Sit. Fetch. Good. Bounce. Okay. Fingers. Heel. Sit. Good girl. Heel. Sit. 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 Fetch. Out. Really nice. Heel. Sit. Nope. Heel. Nope. Heel. Sit. Okay. Good girl. Okay. Very nice. Easy. While roughing you. Heel. Sit. Good. Out. Sit. 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 Fetch. Fetch. Good. Kennel. Hold it. Hold it. Out.
If you've been following the series, you know that we've been working with Ricky on a few challenging issues. Well, this week we decided to take her to a garden setting where it was a new opportunity for us to expose her to some of the same issues but in a different environment. One of Ricky's big issues is her dog distraction. She's able to walk by calm dogs, but at the garden, there was a huge agility course set up. One of the dogs waiting for its turn for the course was very excited. It was running back and forth, turning circles in its kennel, and Ricky was kind of feeding off this energy, and she in turn started to whine and bark and just have a hard time keeping her cool too. She's almost like a kid, really excited by something, and she's tugging on my shirt going, "Mommy, Mommy, look, look, that's really cool. I'm so excited about this," and she's practically jumping up and down. She's not lunging at these other dogs and trying to get to them. She's just very animated and very excitable. So I'm hoping she will eventually outgrow this, but we're kind of running out of time. At the garden, there were some alpacas, and this is the first time she's seen anything like this animal, and it proved to be something she was really curious about. For some reason, she didn't seem fazed by the alpacas at all. She was very curious and even sticking her nose through the portable fence that was keeping them enclosed. Now, there was a really sweet black lab that was in the fenced area with the alpacas. And at one point, the lab got out from the fence and came up and greeted Ricky. Now, this lab was very calm, so in turn, Ricky was really calm, and she handled this loose dog way better than the way she handled the agility dogs. After we checked out the agility dogs and the alpacas, we decided to take Ricky on a walk through the grounds to explore the gardens. I did take Ricky to this event last year, but she was just a little too small to really fully walk the garden grounds. So this year, she was old enough to go with me, and we got to enjoy the beautiful flowers, not only with their beautiful sight, but they smelled wonderful. During our tour of the grounds, we came across a little boy that was infatuated with Ricky. He was really excited by her and was grabbing handfuls of little rocks and actually throwing them at Ricky. This didn't excite her at all, didn't faze her one bit. She just kind of sat there and just dealt with it. He wasn't in danger of injuring her because he was just a small little toddler, and it was actually kind of amusing watching his parents try to control him. But Ricky handled it really well, and I'm really proud of her. While we were walking through the garden, we couldn't help but stop and take some beautiful pictures of Ricky. Now, I did remove her head collar for most of these pictures because, well, she's just a lot cuter without wearing it. And being a crowded event, it gave us a great opportunity to work on her sit and down stays. This was a new challenge for Ricky. I haven't really asked her to sit or down stay and walk away from her with a big crowd around before. She did really well. She did everything I asked and stood still and allowed me to take some pictures of her. So even though she does have a few issues, she's got a lot of positive things going for her. Now, if you've seen previous episodes, you know that Ricky loves to swim. On our tour of the grounds, we did come across a swimming pool and decided to take Ricky up to it. Now, this is the first time she's seen a pool that she has not been allowed to get into. So we took this opportunity to teach Ricky when it's okay to get in a pool, when it's not okay to get in a pool. And it's definitely not okay for her to try to jump in a pool when she's working. She's got her jacket and head collar on, so this indicates to her that she's on the job. She was very eager to go up to the pool, so I didn't let her get all the way to the edge because I couldn't guarantee that she wouldn't try to jump in. The only thing that kind of got to her were the pumps that were pumping water into the pool. She's very attracted to pumps and water fountains and just basically the movement of the water. Now, I did take her back and forth around that area a few times to desensitize her to it, and she did really well. So she's well on her way to understanding when it's okay to play in the water and when it's not. Ultimately, Ricky will decide whether or not she wants to be a guide dog. As puppy raisers, it's our job to expose her to as much as possible and help her get past any issues she may have. So keep watching, and we'll see if Ricky decides whether or not she wants to be a guide. We'll see you next time on Growing Up Guide Pup. Hi, and welcome to Grown Up Guide Pup. If you tuned in last week, you saw that we worked with Ricky on one of her big issues, pigeons. Well, this week we worked on her other big issue, squirrels. So if you've been following, you know in previous weeks we've shown Ricky having some issues with some squirrels. Well, I've been really trying to work hard on this with Ricky, but it's been a little difficult. One, it was raining a whole lot and the squirrels just weren't out and about, so it was really hard to find them. And two, when we did find them, there was only one or two here and there, and they didn't stick around for a very long time, so Ricky really didn't get much work in on them. So my solution to this problem was to find a fake squirrel, one that looked pretty realistic that hopefully Ricky would have a similar reaction to. Ricky also seems to have an affinity for stuffed animals, and when we were having our evaluation with our community field representative, she did rake out a fake squirrel just to see how Ricky would react. And well, she pretty much lost all control and really had a hard time focusing on anything but the stuffed squirrel. So to work on this problem, I did find a pretty realistic looking stuffed squirrel, and without Ricky seeing me place it outside, I've been placing it throughout the yard in various places, on trees, in the grass, just to make it look like there's a squirrel sitting there, and then bringing Ricky out for her to see it. Just like with the pigeons, I've been keeping Ricky pretty far away from this squirrel and not letting her get too excited by it. So we've been pretty much doing the same thing, walking her close to it and then walking away. And as soon as she's not reacting as much, we're taking her closer and closer, little by little. When we first brought out the squirrel, Ricky did react a little bit to it, but after a few times, she's really getting the hang of it. I'm almost wondering if she's starting to realize this is a setup. She's still looking at the squirrel and trying to check it out a little bit, but she's not reacting to it like she used to. She's not getting all amped up or excited. She's just simply walking by it and taking a closer look to try to figure out what exactly it is. I've been working with Ricky almost on a daily basis with this stuffed squirrel for only about 10 minutes at a time. And over a week, she's made huge progress. She's gone from pretty much reacting excited and really wanting that squirrel to being able to walk by it and not have any reaction except for just looking at it. Training with the stuffed squirrel can be pretty convenient because I can pretty much take it anywhere I go and set Ricky up in multiple places. We're working our way towards that, and hopefully with the help of Matt, we'll be able to surprise her with the squirrel, and as we're walking, have it just pop out and fall to the ground, and then see if she reacts to it. She's not quite there yet, but I think in a few more days of working on this, she'll be ready for that. So as you can see, even though the distraction training isn't the most exciting thing, it's really important because, well, it can be a deal breaker on her becoming a guide dog. Now, she's not rolling over and tucking her tail between her legs. She's putting up a pretty good fight and really trying hard to do what I'm asking of her. So we'll continue to keep you posted, and we'll hope that she keeps improving, and we'll see you next time on Grown Up Guide Pup. Hi, and welcome to Grown Up Guide Pup. If you've been following the series, you know Ricky has a few distraction issues. Well, this week we decided to work on her small animal distractions and take her to a park where there's a lot of squirrels around. So if you saw our week 32 episode when we took Ricky to the duck pond to work on her bird distraction, we also discovered she had a small animal distraction when some gophers passed us. She was lunging on her leash, jumping up and down, and just really excited by the small animal. So we thought we'd take her to Central Park in San Mateo, where there's lots of different squirrels around, and we thought this would be a great place to work on her distraction problems. It's important for us to desensitize Ricky to all the different distraction problems he has, whether it be birds, balls, or in this case, squirrels. At the park, there are squirrels everywhere. They're in the grass, they're crossing above us in the trees, and just running around everywhere. And this proved to be a really big challenge for Ricky. Not only was she just distracted by them when they were out and about, but she was also distracted by them when she didn't see them. She was looking everywhere for them, where they were going to pop up next. She was looking in the bushes, she was looking above us, and just really had a hard time focusing on me and what I was trying to get her to do. So in week 18, Ricky showed us that she was really attracted to balls and was very excited and jumping and lunging on the leash at balls. While we were at the park, we ran into a few balls there too. We were walking through a crowd of some kids and they were kicking a ball back and forth, and the ball actually came all the way up and hit Ricky. She turned around and looked at it, but was able to continue moving on, not lunging, not jumping, and not getting overly excited about it, which means she's well on her way to getting over her ball distraction issue. Now, if you saw week 36, you saw that she was having a really hard time with some of the other dogs at the pumpkin festival. And they weren't even barking and egging her on at times, but she sure was really trying to get to one small little white dog. And we managed to pass another little white dog where she was a little excited by it, where she kind of lunged a little bit on the leash, but was able to refocus on me and continue walking, which also proves that she's capable of getting over her dog distraction problem. Also, while we were at the park, we were able to expose Ricky to a few other things that she has not been exposed to. We ran into an ice cream truck, and if you know ice cream trucks, they play music very loudly, and Ricky was able to walk by it multiple times without being distracted and not losing her focus of me. We also took Ricky up to one of my favorite things at the park. It's a big golden retriever dog statue. Now, the dogs react differently to this. Some dogs are very excited and want to play with it. Other dogs are kind of afraid of it, not quite sure what to make of the dog staring right at them and standing perfectly still. Ricky hasn't seen the statue, and we weren't sure how she was going to react. Now, it's important to expose these puppies to statues because you do come across them in everyday life at times, and they need to be able to walk by and not be frightened or overly excited by them. Ricky was very curious about the statue. She walked up to it with her tail wagging, and she realized it wasn't a real dog, and said, okay, I've had enough, and was able to walk on without any problems. So it seems no matter where we go with Ricky, she's always grabbing the attention of someone. This time, it was a little girl who was just fascinated by Ricky. She was so excited that we went ahead and gave her parents permission to let the little girl come up and pet Ricky. And this is just another reason why we love raising guide dogs for the blind. Now, I know at times our footage seems a little repetitive. We're constantly showing you the work we're doing with Ricky to get her over her distractions. Well, it's a huge deal. We're down to the wire. We only have about another 4 to 6 months left with Ricky. She's already 11 months old, and the only way she's going to become a guide dog is if we can get her past these issues. So bear with us. We're really working hard with Ricky and just want to keep you guys updated and in the loop of what's going on with her. So keep watching and tune in next week, and we'll see you next time on Growing Up Guide Pup. Welcome to Growing Up Guide Pup. If you've been following our series, you know that Ricky's been working on a few different issues. Well, this week we decided to see if we can make some progress on Ricky's bird distraction. If you saw our week 29 episode, you saw that Ricky was having a lot of problems with pigeons in San Francisco. So this week we decided to take her to a place where there were multiple types of birds, not just pigeons, but there were ducks, geese, seagulls, and all kinds of different birds for Ricky to see, and in large numbers. There's a great duck pond in Palo Alto that we like to visit, and it's a wonderful training opportunity. Now, we were expecting Ricky to react pretty much similar to the way she was at Pier 39, jumping, lunging, and just basically having some bird distraction issues. Well, she really surprised us. She didn't show any of those same similarities. She was relatively calm. Yes, she was focused on the birds and looking at them, but she was able to be redirected and walk away without much of a problem. She wasn't lunging at them, she wasn't barking at them. She was basically just observing them and holding herself back and showing that she actually does have some pretty darn good self-control. Now this really surprised us because we haven't done this very often with her. We haven't exposed her to too many birds. We know it's an issue, so we're trying to slowly work through it. And we weren't expecting this big of an improvement just after a couple of weeks. This just goes to show me that every outing is important, and the more outings she gets, the more repetition she receives and consistency, the better off Ricky will do. So after our time at the duck pond, we headed over to the Bayland Preserve, which is right next to the duck pond. It's also next to the Palo Alto Airport. This is a small airport, so there's small planes flying above, and they can be kind of loud, and we were walking right underneath their landing path. Ricky handled this well. She was curious about the noise, and she looked up to watch the plane land. And then we were able to move on. While we were walking on the path, Ricky was also exposed to somebody jogging by, which she did a great job ignoring, and also a couple people riding their bikes, which she also did a really good job ignoring. While we were walking, Ricky also discovered a gopher. Now, this is a new experience for her, and she didn't quite know what it was and how to react. Her reaction was very similar to when we were at Pier 39 with the pigeons and the birds, and she was very excited by this. So it looks like we'll have to make some more trips out to this place and do a little bit more exposure to Ricky with the gophers. The Baylands is a saltwater marsh preserve, and there's all kinds of different sights, sounds, and smells that Ricky is not accustomed to. We tried to capture some of the wildlife there, but there wasn't a whole lot of activity going on at the time of day that we were visiting. But Ricky was definitely able to smell the different wildlife that was there and was a little distracted by it. We really had a fantastic week of training with Ricky. She made huge progress this week, and I'm so proud of her. She really makes us just giddy with joy at times, just how fast she picks up things and is able to show that she has self-control, and she's really maturing into a wonderful dog. And let's not forget, she's only 9 months old. So we're a little over our halfway point now with Ricky. We've had her for about 7 months, and hopefully we'll have her for about 6 months more. So my question to the viewers this week is, what else would you like us to do with Ricky? What else are you interested in seeing? So that wraps up this episode. Don't forget to follow us on our Facebook fan page, and I'll see you next time on Grown Up Guide Pup. And welcome to Growing Up Guide Pup. If you've been following us, you know that Ricky has a few ball distraction issues. So this week we decided to take her on an outing to work on this specifically. In week 18, we went to an art and wine festival. and well, we came across a rolling ball. And Ricky was very distracted by this and was jumping and trying to lunge towards it. This was one of our first indications that Ricky had some ball distraction issues and that we needed to pay more attention to this. In week 23, we took Ricky to a San Francisco Giants game. There were balls around, and she was distracted by people hitting balls and people doing the fast pitch. In week 24, we visited the Jelly Belly factory, and there were some specific distractions set up for guide dog puppies. The one that Ricky had the most trouble with was a ball with the tail on it, and this ball was battery operated and it rolled in all kinds of different directions, and she was really wanting to get to this ball. To continue working on Ricky's ball distraction, we took her to a miniature golf course. Matt and I thought it would be a lot of fun to go miniature golfing and play a round of golf. Of course, we always want to bring the camera with us when we take Ricky places, and we quickly discovered that this was not going to happen with just the two of us and both of us trying to play and shoot and train Ricky at the same time. So this quickly turned into nothing more than an elaborate training session for Ricky. There were so many kids at the miniature golf course, and Ricky's used to being around kids, and she has no problem with this, and she's not distracted by the kids at all, even though they're running around, screaming, and making a lot of noise. The miniature golf course is also right next to a freeway, so there were a lot of loud cars driving by, and that also poses to be a distraction because they're very loud, and Ricky's not used to having to work and concentrate next to a freeway. And last, there were water distractions. There's a lot of water fountains, and Ricky loves water, so she's always eager to see where the water's coming up from, and she just enjoys being around water. Now, I quickly learned it is very difficult to play miniature golf while holding on to a dog. So we tried many different things to see how we can manage this. There were times where I had Ricky lay down and I stood on the end of her leash to make sure she couldn't get up, and then tried to take my swing. This worked some of the time, other times she got up. We also tried Ricky standing next to me as I was swinging at the golf ball. Now, I had to hold onto her leash while I was taking my swing, which also proved to be difficult because I didn't want to hit her. And she also had the ball really close next to her, and she was really trying her best not to go after it. So while we were there, Ricky had some really good moments where she did excellent. She stayed put, she didn't go after the ball whatsoever while I was taking my swing, and I'm really proud of her for this. But on the other hand, we did have a few occasions where she got up and really was trying to get to the ball. And so obviously we still need to keep working on this, but I think we made some really good progress while we were there. She made a lot of progress by us doing a few different setups. One of them was where we placed the ball down and it was not moving and we walked her past it. Now, sometimes in the past she has tried to jump and lunge at balls even though they're just standing still. So we took her by the ball numerous times in different directions to try to desensitize her to this, and she did very well with this. The next test for her was to stand still while I rolled the ball away from her. So I basically sat next to her and took the ball and rolled it down the course so she could see it rolling, and the object was for her to leave it alone, not lunge after it, and just sit calmly. The last thing we tried with Ricky was to roll a ball up a hill where the ball would roll back down towards her. Now, I figured this would be pretty difficult for her because having a ball roll directly at you and leaving it alone is pretty hard. So overall, this was a very successful training outing for Ricky. We made some progress, but we still have a long ways to go with her ball distraction, so we'll continue to keep our viewers posted on her progress and how she's doing with this. So it's been a little while since we've updated the viewers on how big Ricky is, so I weighed her last week and she is a whopping 48 pounds. Thank you so much to all of our great supporters and watchers, and I'll see you next time on Growing Up Guide Pup.
Touch. Good. Touch. Nope. Here. Here. Sit. Touch. Good girl. job. Touch. Good girl. Good girl. Here. Nope. Here. Sit. Here. Here. Good girl. Down. Good girl. Sit. Good girl. Very nice. Very nice. Very nice. Good girl. Nope. Nope. Stand. 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 Good girl. Good girl. Sit. Good. Down. Good. Nope. Down. Down. Good girl. Good God. Touch. Touch. Good girl. Touch. Nope. Touch. Nope. Touch. Sit. Touch. Touch. Good girl. Touch. Sit. Good girl. Sit. Sit. Good. Touch. Touch it. Cool. Good girl. Okay. Good job. Very good.
When he moves on a light leash, loose, and when he moves on a tight leash. Alright? Petty, here. Here, quick. Alright? See how he bends easily? He's walking with me. He's not really concerned about what's going on. Here. Here. Stand. Here. Here. Petty, here. His behavior, when I make this leash super tight, alright?
Okay.
Especially his back. Watch what happens to his back. Here.
Yeah, he has it up a little.
You see what happens? Yeah. Now watch. His head immediately comes up. Here. Here. Stand. Stand. Step up. Step up. Step up. Step up. Good. Stay. Stay. No. Stay. Good dog. Very nice. Good boy. Stand. Stay. Good boy.
Who's that looking at you through that black thing, huh?
Good boy. Good boy. Yeah. Some of the other things we've been working on is the fact that he gets a little assertive when you put your hands near his mouth when he's got an object in it. Good pup. And tug actually is an excellent tool to teach the dog to not resist and to cooperate. Good boy. Good dog. The incentive being is the dog gets the object back. Good pup. And it becomes an interactive game as opposed to a game where one being tries to possess the object from another one. And as you can see, I'm petting him, his tail's wagging, not getting a lot of resistance, he distracts pretty easily. My hands are right down by his mouth, good pup. And he has a bit more bite inhibition than he did when he first came, when I go to reach for the object, he does not open his mouth on my hand. Okay, good pup. Good. All right. And I'm actively tugging with him. I mean, he only weighs about 2 pounds. Good pup. Good boy. Yeah. And when he releases it, I just give it back to him, so that it's not a matter of me possessing an object that he covets, but we cooperatively share that object. It becomes the symbol for something the dog enjoys, which is interaction. Come here. Come here. Oh, good boy. Yeah. Yeah. Good boy. Here. You ready? Go get it. Good pup. All right. So instead of him running off with it and hiding, he brings it right back because it represents, good pup. It represents something that both he enjoys and that he would like to see continue. Okay. Good pup. So we decrease the likelihood of him not cooperating and being aggressive when he possesses an object. Hey, Press. Come on, bud. Good boy. And increase the likelihood that he cooperates and brings the object to us willingly. Okay. Simple toy to make, a ball on a string. It's parachute nylon. Good pup. Nice voluntary retrieve there. A willing drop, because he knows that the game continues. Good pup. All right. He's a clever little dog. Come here. Oh, good puppy. Come here. Here's the treat right there. Good boy. Oh, no. Out. 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 And again, I'm not trying to rend it from him. I'm simply just taking control of the object and letting him decide whether to release it or to keep it. Out. I'm not making it uncomfortable for him. Good, okay. And I'm rewarding him for his immediate release by sending it back out for him to retrieve. Good pup. Hey, sit. Good pup. Yeah, you're a good boy. As he matures, the need for the use of treats to lure him off the object will diminish once he starts realizing that the object represents the game. It's a give and take situation. Oh, right over it. Hey, Press, turn around, buddy. Oh, we got lost again. I'm going to let him hunt for it. Which is both going to increase his desire to find the. Now let's go find it together. Then when he finds it, hopefully, he just walked right over it again. Your eyesight's not too good, big fella. Aha, there we go. Good boy. Now obviously he wants the game to continue because he had the choice to run away with it or to bring it back to where game is available. Off. Good pup. Okay. And again, another voluntary retrieve because he knows that there's game on both ends of this. Aha. Let's try again, shall we? Good pup. All right. Here. This is a 14-week-old puppy. He's a Maltese Yorkie mix, and his name is Presley, after the great musician Elvis Presley. Okay, good pup. All right. All right. Very nice. Good pup. It's easier to get flies with honey than it is with vinegar. There's a good boy. Good pup. Alrighty. Come on. Here, come here. Alright. Okay. Down. Sit. Sit. Out. Back. Back. Down. Sit. Very nice. Good girl. Count. Sit. Count. Sit. Stay. Good. Fetch. Good girl. Count. Sit. Out. Good girl. Fetch. Fetch. Good. Count. Here. Sit. Sit. Out. Good girl. Fetch. Count. Fetch. Count. Count. Sit. Out. Fetch. Count. Count. Sit. Out. Okay. Very nice. Good dog. You going here? No, here. Good. Sit. Okay. No.
on, big fella.
Okay. Good pop. Whoa, you lost it. Good get. No. Here. Good pop. Here. Good boy. And now here. Good boy. Here. Yay! Good boy. Stepping on it. There we go. Here. Out. 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 Good. You ready? Yay! Good pup. Here. Good boy. Come on. Here. Good. Very nice. Out. Good. Okay. Good pup. Good boy. Oh, you missed it. You ready? Yay! Woohoo! Woohoo! Here. Diego, here. Good pup. Good boy. What a nice guy, huh? Out. Out. Don't want to be flossing your teeth there, big guy. Thank you. Hey, Diego. Here. Come here. Come here. Come on. Good pup. Here. Sit. Okay. Good boy. Here. Come on, Diego. Here. Up, 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 up. Come on. Good boy. Hurry up. Good pup. Oh, what a good boy, huh? Okay. Yeah. Okay. Good puppy. What a good guy, huh? Diego, here. Hurry up. Good. Sit. Thank you so much. Okay. Good pup. Uh-oh, you lost it. Okay. Good boy. Good boy. Out. Okay. Good boy. All right. Here. Come on. Good boy. Yay! Uh-oh. Here. Good pup. What a nice guy, huh? Good boy. Oh, hey. Diego. Right here. Ah, good boy. Okay. Come on. It's gone. This dog is so easy to exercise. Good boy. Fastest buddy ever. Good pup. Here. Here. Out. What happened? What are we hung up on? Oh, him getting all of his big dog too first. Okay. Good pup. Here. Yeah. Oh, hurry up. Slowly waddle. You already getting tired? Huh? Good boy. Good boy. Good boy, huh? Okay. All right. Diego, here. Up, up. Good. Here. Good. Right behind you. Oh, yes. Go ahead. Here. I think we're running out of dogs. Tired. Here. Diego. Good. Okay. Good pup. What a guy. Yeah, we're done. He's tired. Oh, you lost it. Hey, hey, hey. Oh. Get it. Come on. Oh, good boy. Come on. What a good boy. Okay. Good pup. Ready? Ready? Yay! I know you're tired. You got a potty. You got a potty. Huh? I'm falling down. I'm falling down. Come here, sweetie. Come on. Hurry up. Hurry. Hurry. Good pup. Okay. Good boy. What a guy, huh? Huh? Here. Good. He's got the softest mouth. All right, let's put this pup up. Look at it, Toby. Boy. Yeah, it's too deep.
Go get it, Lev.
Stay. Nice job. Good boys. Both of you. Good dog. Cover, come. Sit. Good. Hot. Good dog. What a good boy. Heel. Heel. Sit. 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 Stay. Stay. Sit. Quiet, Joey. Go. Sit. Sit. Well done. Heel. Oh.
Here. Milo, here. Good boy. Sit. Good boy. Here. Kennel. 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 Yes, good dog. Very nice. Very nice. Yes, very nice. Here. Here. Sit. Good boy. Good boy. Down. Down. Good. Very good. Stay. No. Down. Stay. Okay. Good boy. Very nice. You ready? I know you can do this. I know. I know you can. Yeah. Here.
Hi, I'm Amy, and this is Ricky chewing on her dinosaur nylabone, and welcome to week 17 of Growing Up Guide Pup. Most of you have noticed that the weather's warming up in many places where you are. Well, it's warming up here too, so we decided to try to take Ricky swimming for the first time. And to do this, we went to the house where my husband Matt grew up, and this was kind of a bittersweet moment because his parents are in the process of selling the house, so this was our very last trip there. And so if you saw our beach week, week number 10, you saw that we brought a couple friends along for Ricky to kind of get used to the water at the beach, just so she had a little bit more encouragement. Well, we did the same this week with the pool. Of course, we brought our dog Eli, who loves the water and swimming. And so we brought another friend of ours. We brought Lucy with us, who belongs to one of my coworkers and who was staying with us for the night. The swimming pool is a little different than swimming in the ocean. At the beach, you can walk into the ocean, your feet don't abruptly stop hitting the ground, and you can kind of go in at your own pace. But with the pool, the first step is usually the hardest. One, the dogs have a hard time navigating it and seeing that there isn't actually a step there. And so it feels kind of funny that the fact that they're putting their feet in the water and they're not touching anything. It took Eli quite some time to learn how to get in and out of the pool using the steps, and we figured it might take the same for Ricky. But Eli learned by watching other dogs, so we were hoping that there's other dogs there going in and out of the pool with the steps that Ricky would get the idea. Things to remember about being around a pool with your dog is safety. Now, Ricky's never actually swam before. Yes, she did play in the water at the ocean, but she didn't actually swim. So not knowing how she was going to react, we made sure that we had a long line on her. We put the retractable leash on her once again, just so she didn't get tangled. and the leash was actually long enough to make it all the way around the pool, so if she was running around the pool and accidentally slipped in, we were having a way to get a hold of her and pull her towards the stairs so we could easily get her out and hopefully that she wouldn't panic. Well, she did slip in on more than one occasion just because she was running around like a goofball. And it worked great. I was able to reel her in with the long line and pull her right to the stairs and show her how to get out. And luckily she didn't panic, which meant she was comfortable in the water. So I took that opportunity to actually lift her up and put her on the first step to see what she would do. And once again, she didn't panic. She was confused, but did fine with that. And it's important to remember, don't push it with your puppy. If your puppy seems a little panicked or timid about going in the water, it's not really the best idea to actually pick them up and put them in. So last night we caught Ricky stealing a bowl of cat food off the counter. So today we decided we need to work on this. So we've come outside, we've put a few different types of cat food in bowls down on the ground, along with some wet dog food, which she doesn't normally get to eat, along with some of her favorite toys that she is allowed to have. And so basically this exercise is to teach her she can grab the toys, but not the food. So most puppies are trained a command of leave it. A lot of trainers use this command, and it basically tells the puppy to leave something alone that you walk by. And that doesn't really work well for guide dog puppies, because in order to use this command, you actually as the trainer have to visualize and see what the thing is that you want your puppy to leave it and warn them ahead of time. Well, you got to remember these dogs are going to people who are visually impaired and are not able to see potential distractions or something that the dogs are going to pick up. So these dogs need to learn to make the conscious decision to leave whatever they want alone. They have to be able to control themselves, and this is a big part of what puppy raisers do. This is a hard challenge, and she did pretty darn good, and it's something that we'll keep working on through the whole time that we have her. So if you enjoyed watching the dog swim, check out one of our other videos on Chappie Showcase, where it's entitled Water Dogs, and it's a video that we put together of Eli and one of our previous puppies, Prudy, swimming at the same pool, which we will no longer have access to, unfortunately. And it's a wonderful video, and I hope you all enjoy it. So thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time on Growing Up Guide Pup. I'm Amy, and joining me as usual is little Ricky and her big brother Eli, and welcome to week 20 of Growing Up Guide Pup. This week we're going to combine playing a game and training at the same time, and we do this by playing hide and go seek.
Ricky, stay.
So the aspect of training in this is we need to get these dogs to stay, which Ricky at first had a hard time doing it. This was her first time playing without the help of Eli, and we've played it at home a few times, and Eli's always helped her. So she's kind of got some motivation and a role model to follow. And when we first started, she got up a few times, so she had to get the idea of when I told her to stay, she needed to stay, even though I left the room. It took her a couple tries, but she finally got the idea that she had to stay, and I was able to go hide. The game here enforces the stay command, which helps her learn how to stay even though I leave the room, and the recall, where I call her and tell her to come, and she gets to use her mind and find me. Well, she seemed to enjoy this game a lot. It uses their brains and it exercises them, and this is a great game to play since it's indoors on a rainy day or a really hot day. Even though Matt was right behind her with the camera, she was extremely focused on finding where I was hanging out and wanted to find me. This also works with distractions because Matt was accidentally hitting her in the butt a few times with the camera, and she was able to maintain focus of her objective of hand of finding where I was and found me. You want to start this game with a new puppy with hiding in a spot where they can find you fairly easily, say behind a doorway or just underneath a desk, somewhere where it's really easy for them to find you. Once she got down the objective of the game, I was able to hide in a cage, and she walked past me numerous times wondering where I was, not thinking of actually looking inside something. Well, she was very excited to find me, so I decided to up the ante one more time and hide in a cage that was above her vision field. And as a working guide, she's going to have to learn to look for overhead obstacles where her partner will potentially hit their head on. So this game also helps in teaching her how to look up and find things. So I hid in an upper cage, and she walked past me numerous times, and this always gets my puppies. Every single one of them, whenever I hide in this particular cage, walk right past me. And it's kind of humorous to watch them run back and forth and see their minds actually working on trying to figure out where I am. Well, she finally looked up and found me. She did an amazing job, and it was a pretty good job for her to do this, her very first time all by herself. And this is a great game to be playing, and it works wonderfully, like I said, for exercise and mind stimulation and bonding with your puppy. So this week I want to address the question that somebody posted on my actual YouTube profile, and it's from Diane Marie 0000, and she wanted to know, is it difficult to raise a guide dog puppy? Well, the answer is yes. The answer is no. It depends on your puppy. We've had very easygoing puppies, and we've had some pretty difficult puppies that will give you a run for your money that you always have to be one step ahead of. I have learned something new from every single one of my puppies. None of them have been alike. They bring all kinds of different elements to the table of if they want to please you, if they learn really quickly, if they like to get into trouble. Eli, no names mentioning here. But so the answer to this question is yes, it's difficult, and no, sometimes it's not. It depends on what type of puppy you get. And with Ricky, we got a fantastic puppy who learns very quickly, like with the hide and go seek. She caught on very fast that she was supposed to stay where I told her to, and then to get up when I called her. So to play hide and go seek, you first need a place that has some great hiding spots. And well, I kind of went over to work this week when nobody was there before my shift and had the whole place to myself. I work at a veterinary office, and there's some great places to hide. There's cages, there's doorways, there's recycling bins, all kinds of fun places for Ricky to try to find me. I've received lots of great questions, so please keep those questions coming. We will do our best to answer them. We only have so much time on each episode, so I promise, keep watching. We'll keep answering the questions and revealing more information about what's going on with Ricky each week. And thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time on Growing Up Guide Pup.